Alright, so here's a game against Ryan Valentino. He got top 8 in the Richmond GP, who's the top 8 was held today. Um, and we're on the draw. I'm going to mull all 5. So let's go ahead and do that. This hand is not very good because we don't have acceleration. Our hand is actually just awful. So we're probably going to go turn 1 pass. So our top stone is Fire Magic Stone. But that information doesn't really help us because we have more or less perfect mana in this deck. So it looks like we're just going to go turn 1 Rukh Egg, play one of these, pass. I do this so we can banish the Rukh Egg if necessary. Depending on what he plays, being able to banish the Rukh Egg before recover, well, I guess it doesn't matter. I probably should have just held it in hand if... I'm used to just dropping the Lev the turn before you're about to deactivate, or the turn before uh, you want to like play a little dread or something like that. Usually turn before I deactivate, but we'll see. Yeah. Not having a turn 1 priest does hurt us, but we can deal with it. I know he plays Wall of Wind, or at least I think he plays Wall of Wind. I mean, why else is he playing Greenstones? There's a couple other cards, maybe Familiar Holy Wind, maybe his own Pricia. Um, but next turn, I think since we have 2 Flame King Shouts, we just jam 1. And if that gets countered, well, I guess it's unfortunate. We just move to next turn and then attempt to Flame King Shout again. Flame King Shout into Pricia is pretty good. It's one of the stronger things this deck can do. So we'll see what his play is this turn. If possible, I actually like to leave the Rukh Egg and Guinevere here until I actually know what I'm searching for. Unlike, say, like the Incarnation deck, like Blazer Incarnation, I don't actually know what I want to get. Like, usually Blazer Incarnation, what you do is because you ran so many removal cards, you just pitch the Rukh Egg anyway, grab another Rukh Egg, and then drew 2 and then discarded 1, just for filter, like to sculpt your hand. But here, it's not, like in a red deck, that's not what you want to do if your hand looks like mine does. You actually want to leave the Rukh Egg and a sack outlet there if you can, and see what you want to get first. So we'll see if this actually resolves. Okay. Are we going to get hit by the Wall of Wind here? I want to see what he gets with Rukh Egg, and then because Rukh Egg dies before. What did he discard? Okay, Moonbreeze off. Rukh Egg will die before this thing that says we gotta decide what we put into play. And as the game goes on, the later the game goes, our Rukh eggs start searching for things like Susanowo, because we can just hardcast it, and Little Dread. Little Dread is a tempo swing card combined with a sack outlet like Laevateinn, so it it becomes much more valuable than just raw low cost damage cards, because being able to control their board state and swing at the same time is really what this deck's trying to do. Yeah. We'll see what he attacks here. Might as well sack it off. I actually like pitching. Well, if we do this, so we can play Pricia on our turn, play the Elvish Priest, and then just hardcast Susanowo. So at this point, the Flame King Shout is actually the worst card. And it's the worst because we're not gonna Flame King Shout when he has like one dude on board. That's not very good. So here, nothing really new. We want to tap these probably. I'm gonna play this, even though it opens me up to Flame King Shout. I think playing this, being able to accelerate, and then play the Susanowo next turn is probably worth playing the Elvish Priest here. Okay, so he's gonna remove all the cards in his main deck from the game, and then all his graveyard becomes his deck. So he can J activate for 2 next turn, but I think he's just dead if we attempt a little dread it, he's obviously just going to banish with Laevateinn. How much can we deal? We can do a lot of damage next turn. Right, let's go ahead and get rid of this thing. I think we get this and force him to banish. But we want to be careful and actually see what we want to play here. So go ahead and give this +4 before recover. And then we'll recover. I think we force him to actually block this. Because if he doesn't block, well, what happens if he doesn't block? If he doesn't block, then... Oh, I should have tapped Laevateinn before recover as well. Okay. It's currently at 11. We attack him for 11. And if he does not block, then he dies. Okay. Okay, so he didn't block. It's at 19. I do think we have lethal here. We're gonna go ahead and tap this. Yeah, we'll float the green. Let's see here. This thing doesn't fly, right? Okay. Yeah. So that should be it. Yeah, so this is basically Sylvia versus the Observer. I know this is still early in the format. Well, technically, the Moonlit Savior hasn't been released yet because we just did pre-release weekend. So this is still a brew facing a deck that I've kind of been testing, working on for several weeks, a little bit over a month now. So this is more or less how you play it. Major misplay I made that turn was at the start of turn I should have tapped Laevateinn just in case I need that extra damage. It didn't matter in this game though, but the general game plan of try to put on pressure while destroying their board at the same time. Like building up your board and removing their board is kind of the aim of this game. Or the aim of this deck. So hopefully you found this video instructional. Ryan Valentino is a very tight player, so he might not have the most optimal deck, but I don't think he actually made any mistakes playing. Um, just may not have. I mean, it's kind of like a fun deck, right? So. All right. Well, hopefully we will see each other next video. Leave some comments, whatever. Talk to me. Let me know what you think. Have any ideas? Want me to do a certain deck? I can try to cover that as well. I like making new brews and whatnot. So yeah, just let me know what you think in the comments.